Hi. A couple of years ago we bought a ceramic bird bath that had a glass base on it. This is a piece of what that glass base looked like. Okay, there's the angle of it. Went out one day, it was tipped over and the base was broken. So today I'm going to try to recreate it using these measurements and make it out of resin. Ready, set, here we go. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to make a form out of plywood that is equal to the bottom size of this shape and the top side of that shape. I'll make a sandwich out of them with spacers around the edge so I know how thick this wall is going to be. And then I'm going to cast it out of resin. Probably going to use some denatured alcohol or something to break the bond of this glue. And then we're going to make a new one. Okay, so we're 10.5 inches in diameter. And I know it's just about 1 inch high. We'll call it 6.5 of the base. I don't know what kind of adhesive this is, but the denatured alcohol isn't even going to touch it. It is, however, really effective on hot melt glue. It's been about 5 minutes. It doesn't look like it's loosening at all. So the denatured alcohol didn't have an effect on it. Let's try some heat and a face mask. The heat didn't melt the glue, but it did break the glass, and that got us to where we wanted to be. The next thing to do was to make the mold. We'll start off with some squares of plywood and then round them. The circle cutting jig is one of the easiest things to make, and it really makes your life simple on the bandsaw if you're going to be cutting circles. I cut 4 circles out of the 3/4 inch plywood and only needed 3 of those, and then I cut a circle of 1/2 inch plywood for the thick part of the mold. Thank you, dear viewer, for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to help me get to 1,000 subscribers, you know what to do there. I'd appreciate it if you'd like to hit the like button, share it with your friends, make some comments. All that stuff really helps my channel grow, and I really appreciate it. Thanks. So you guys can see there's a wrench here holding that steady. I should paint that another color because I started it up one time with that on there. Yeah. This is the smaller of the 2 circles, pre-cut at 10 inches on the bandsaw. This is for the inside piece. The top piece of the mold is only going to be 1/2 inch thick. This glue up is larger than 12 inches in diameter, so I'm going to have to turn the head of the lathe out and make it smaller before I can turn it over the bed. Lining the headstock up with the tailstock is pretty good stuff, but all you got to do is catch your gouge one time and it's probably going to come out of alignment. Going to lay out a mortise here and cut it so that we can hold it with the chuck. Establishing the depth of the center with a Forstner bit. Same depth on the mold for this part. Once the center is hollowed out to the right depth, then we'll shape the sides. Construction grade plywood is bound to have some voids in it. Time to fill one. I'm going to seal this raw wood with a couple layers of shellac. And then a couple layers of epoxy. Okay, so we got a really nice finish on this. I did put a second coat of resin because there was some wood that was not treated very well. All right, gonna use this mold release on it. The best application is spray. I don't have that. Or you can apply it with a soft bristle brush. So here we go. Emerald green, jungle green, iridescent green, ghost diamond green, ghost satin green, Little resin dinosaurs. Making another flat spot to glue on yet another faceplate. Now the question is, will I have to turn off every bit of this plywood, or will it at some point release? That's exactly what I wanted to have happen, I think. Except, oh my goodness, look at all this trouble. We have got some serious trouble here, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have some work to do. Okay, so our epoxy repair seemed to take pretty good. There's some openness in there still. I think there's still some there. So we're going to put it back on and spin it right up. I'm not worried about it coming off yet because this plate is held in place by all this epoxy and those sticks. So as long as we're gentle with this and we shape it and clean it nice, I think that we'll have some success. Or at least I'm cautiously optimistic. I made the mold deep enough that I have probably an extra 1/4 of an inch to play with in the depth on the bottom of this. Here's a news flash. We're flirting with disaster. That's a nice shape, huh? Got a nice OG there. Let's see what it looks like to the original. Uh-oh. Somebody has worn away a lot of this that maybe he shouldn't have. So we're gonna not do that anymore. Epoxy ribbons in the air. Okay, so we have a bunch of voids here. I made little dams around them to contain the resin, and then we have some resin colored with the hunter green. We're just going to try to pour it in there and see if it fills. Whoops. That's what you call an over pour, which is very common. There's one camera dying out on me. Whoops. You're not. Uh-oh. You're going to waste it all, Daddy. I don't know if it's a waste of time because there's no wood in this, but we're going to put some sanding sealer on it anyway. A little sanding paste. Well, I have to wonder how much this is going to stick on that freshly waxed surface, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. My hope is that as I whittle down the epoxy that's holding that disc in there, that the inner part of that mold is going to pop right out. When I filled this, this void right here from the top, I think that was that one. Yeah, it was this one. When I filled it from the top, I had a feeling that the CA glue didn't go down very far, but that there was a lot more there. And we can tell from this, I don't know if you can see that, but right through that hole right there is some wood, you can see. So I got some cracks and stuff to fill, and it's going to be CA glue to the rescue. This just came out of the freezer, so I figured I'll put a little in there, put some more of that, put some more of this, put some more of that. Sounds like it's raining outside. Yeah, I'm just going to coat the bottom of this with some clear lacquer. Okay, I'm going to use some of this thick salt Never tried this before. Some thick salt. Let's give it a whirl, shall we? Now I don't think I'm going to have too many shots at this. I'm going to go one and done. The center over the center. Hopefully it's somewhere near the center. Well, here it is, folks. It's kind of hard to see. It's the bottom of it doesn't need to look pretty. It just needs to be able to hold the bird bath upright. Let's have a look. Uh-oh. My camera shut off. Oh, and this one's going too. Oh, no! All right, well, quick, before this battery dies. Thanks for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to learn more about what I do, head over to www.claytonswoodart.com. All right? Thanks again. And remember, be nice to each other.